Now that we have everything nice and lubed up, we can go ahead and get it put back together. So first thing, go ahead and put your piston back in here, and now we want that hole right up on top here. So we'll put our wheel in, and you'll notice that there's two holes that align with each other, and then there's another hole there. But you really want to look at the holes that align together with this big hole and the small hole back here. So this is the guide hole, and then the hole behind it, this hole, is where the screw goes. So go ahead and have your guide hole up on top, and then you can put your screw in. If you're ever doing this and your screw doesn't seem to be connecting to the hole, the threaded hole on the other side of the guide hole, then you're doing it wrong. Generally, it should never be difficult to put that screw together. I mean, there's a lot of ways to make it more frustrating for yourself if we make an error, but just know you can't really get the gun together incorrectly without use of very heavy hammers. So if you're having problems, stop, be a little patient with yourself, and take a step back and get things lined up correctly, and then you shouldn't really have a problem. Where that can really come into play is this part here, is people try to get this lower hand guard in. Now just note that this little piece right here that swings up and down, that holds that collar in place, that is not going to move unless it is actually in the 100% correct space. So what you're going to want to do is pull that hand guard down and actually keep some tension on it, and this has to lock into the groove where it fits, and then once you get it in there, this will swing up and just lock into place just like that. And so you want to, sometimes off camera obviously, but you want to hold it onto the ground and it will push down into place. So your lower hand guard fully locked in. Take your puck for your gas piston and go ahead and feed it back into the gun. As we go to put the top of the handguard back on, just make sure that this is in the right position. Again, so that you can just snap into place and then lock it. And you'll see right here, there's a detent for that to come into. Nice closer picture of it. That's how we lock everything in place. The gas system is critical to the operation of the gun. If you want it to run, particularly when we're talking about lower brass, you want that gas system nice and clean. When you first own the gun and during its break-in period, so the first 4 or 5 times you take it out shooting, you want to make sure you take the gun apart and clean that really well. Don't be afraid to degrease it before you oil it so you don't get additional buildup on the gun. You're going to want to do that every time you shoot the gun for the first 4 or 5 times. After that, everything gets broken in a little bit more. You don't have any of that degreaser. It can be a little bit better. But again, if it's stored for a long time or you have a particularly heavy session where you've run a ton of shells through it, then go ahead and make sure you clean that gas system. If you do have any questions, you have concerns, you have problems putting that back together, don't hesitate to call our service desk. That is what we are here to do. We do have that desk staffed every day from 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Go ahead and give us a call. You can also email us. We will respond and help you out with any problems you're having with your JTS shotgun.